So the recent port strikes along the U.S. East and Gulf Coast have triggered a nightmare scenario for the automotive industry and possibly you when it comes to buying a vehicle. These strikes aren't just a minor hiccup, they're a ticking time bomb that could have devastating long-term impacts. With the auto sector's heavy reliance on seaborne trade, the industry is bracing for chaos that could push manufacturers to the brink. So why should you care? Ports aren't just a cog in the global trade machine, they are the engine that keeps industries like automotive moving. A staggering 70% of all U.S. auto parts are imported through these very ports. In the year between June 2023 and June 2024 alone, almost $38 billion worth of vehicle imports passed through these ports. Now, every day the strike drags on threatens to bring that engine to a grinding halt. And it doesn't take much to throw the entire supply chain into disarray. Analysts estimate that each day of port closures adds a week's worth of backlog to the already strained system. That's a recipe for disaster when auto manufacturers are already grappling with supply chain bottlenecks. And don't forget, we've seen this before. It was back in 2002, an 11-day West Coast port strike took a mind-boggling 6 months to recover from. The potential ripple effects here could be catastrophic. Some automakers, foreseeing the storm ahead, scramble to speed up shipments in August and September. Sure, that buys them a little time, but only a little time. If this strike lasts beyond a few weeks, we could be looking at plant shutdowns and severe production cuts by Thanksgiving. BMW and Volkswagen are particularly vulnerable. Their heavy dependence on East Coast ports, such as the Port of Baltimore, makes them prime targets for disruption. Their large inventories may cushion the initial blow, but make no mistake, this is a ticking time bomb for European manufacturers. In contrast, Detroit's Big Three, GM, Ford, and Stellantis, might catch a break with most of their sourcing coming from Canada and Mexico by way of truck and train. Their exposure to this chaos is lower. Now, if the strike tightens inventories, they could actually benefit from reduced pressure to slash their prices. But before you start thinking they're in the clear, remember, every manufacturer is playing with fire as long as these strikes continue. It's not just manufacturers that should be sweating bullets here. Economists are sounding the alarm as well. Goldman Sachs estimates that even a 10-day strike could slow U.S. payroll growth and shave off 0.2% of GDP for quarter 4 of 2024. A strike lasting more than 2 weeks, that's a different beast altogether. We're talking about potential massive pullbacks in production plans for companies, especially those that can't afford to stockpile inventories for weeks on end. There's no sugarcoating it. This situation reeks of uncertainty. And the scariest part, as one expert pointed out, if you think it's going to end in 2 weeks, you probably just put 2 weeks of inventory in place. But if this lasts 4 weeks, well, 4 weeks is a lot of inventory to hold, so not a good deal. And here lies the dilemma. How long do you wait before the dam breaks and the full wrath of supply chain disruption hits? The bottom line, as the strike drags on, the auto industry is facing yet another tangible crisis. Sure, inventories might hold for now, but if things don't turn around soon, expect shortages, price hikes, and a whole lot of frustration from consumers. For buyers, this means holding out hope for maybe a miracle or bracing for a rough road ahead as the automotive market takes yet another hit. For what it's worth, you can see the lowest advertised prices in your city or town right now by visiting quotes.everymandriver.com. Using the drop-down menu, select make, model, and your zip code to gain access to insider information on dealer pricing as of now. If you don't like what you find in your area, expand your zip code. If you're willing to travel a few miles outside your area, you could save a few hundred, possibly a few $1,000s on a new or used vehicle by visiting quotes.everymandriver.com. There's also a direct link below this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with the latest insights from the automotive world. Hope to see you next time. Today's video is brought to you by The Cold Plunge. Use discount code DAVE150 at checkout at thecoldplunge.com. Immediately save $150 off your purchase. That's DAVE150 at thecoldplunge.com. There's also a link below this video.